My name is James Williams Jr., and this is my final video for tonight. Alright, so, as you guys know, the dude in Scottsdale, Arizona, killed four innocent people who were connected into his girlfriend, his wife, ex-wife, whatever. Alright, I want to talk to y'all about some shit. Alright, because my aunt and I had this discussion today, and this is for you men out there, like me. Straight man whose heart has been broken, shattered, destroyed, crumbled, crushed, rolled over by a fucking steamroller known as the wielders of vagina. Now, I'm not saying this to be sexist. I'm not saying this to be an asshole. But I'm saying this because, in truth, most women destroy men. Maybe not in the physical sense, but in the mental sense. So now it's time for me to flip the script. Alright, because this happens to women too. So let's not even go there, because most women have had their hearts ripped out by men who cheat, etc., etc. And their hearts also have been rolled over by steamrollers by penis possessors. Alright? The world doesn't work where people can fall in love with good people. Generally, good girls want bad boys. They fall in love with bad boys and get treated like shit. Good men want good girls, but we wind up getting chicks that could care two shits about us and fuck us over. It happens. I'm a victim of that shit myself. On more times than I can count, I've been a victim of that. And in my last relationship, everything was perfect. And you know what they say about perfect? If it's too good to be true, then it probably isn't. Which is how I got into the fix that I got into. Because I fought as long as I could until she got the law involved, and then I no longer could fight. I've done everything the judge said. He never said I couldn't make videos about it. So, here we go. I'm bringing up this because of the simple fact that I've lost a couple of cousins due to stupid men who have not been taught to take no from a girl as an answer. I, too, was taught to take no from a girl, but I also have 5 sisters. No. And I've learned how to take no from an answer, and I'm a fighter. No, not just physically, but mentally, and then some. I hope that was the last rubber band I had in my hair. But you know, when you love someone, you're supposed to fight for them. You're supposed to fight to keep them. Or you do the opposite, which is if you love someone, you set them free. If they come back, it's meant to be. As the Adam Levine Maroon on 5 group says, all those fairy tales are full of shit. So I'm bringing this up because my aunt and I had this conversation. She brought up my ex-girlfriend and how people go and kill the person they claim to love so much. But here's the thing. If you love someone, you would never bring physical harm to them. That's not love. That's being selfish. I'm a selfish man, but I ain't that damn selfish. I ain't so selfish that I'm willing to bend over backwards to execute the person that I claim to love, which is what a lot of men do. Now, I don't know how many cases of women executing men, but I know it's a lot of cases of men executing women. And like I said, you know, a lot of us men, I'll be the first to tell you, we're supposed to be the stronger sex. It's a lie. Men are way weaker than women when it comes to sex. Because I'm going to tell you why. This is why men cheat. This is why women get upset. Okay, one, you're not going to like this video. Point blank period. You're not going to like this video. If you are a female, you are going to hate me for life. Because I'm about to hit you right dead in the face with the motherfucking truth. Most men will not cheat if the woman is giving him what he wants, when he wants, where he wants, without question. Most of us will not cheat. Now, I'm going to say that that's more of a minority, not the majority. Now, a minority bunch of men will just fucking cheat. You know what I'm saying? You can be giving them all the sex they want, but it's just genetically wired for them motherfuckers to cheat. Alright? It's not something that you can deal with. It's something they need to deal with, and most of us just don't deal with it, because if a woman's going to give it up versus a woman that's not going to give it up, most men are going for the woman that's not going to make us work that damn hard. Alright? If I got to keep chasing you Eventually, I'm gonna find somebody who's a little bit easier, and I'm gonna stop chasing you, and I'm going after her. You might have been the one that made me want to be a good man and be honest, but if you don't want me, I can't make you want me. I'm also not gonna waste 30 years of my life trying to convince you, did you want me? You have to want me on your own. There's nothing I can say out my mouth or show you physically that will make you love me. And we aren't teaching our boys that shit. And the flip side of that, we're not teaching our girls that shit either, because some assholes are teaching their daughters, oh, if you get pregnant, that motherfucker will stay around. No, that motherfucker might grow up and be a daddy for his baby, but he ain't got to be with you to be a daddy. He knows that, and you need to know that. I've made videos like this before. I haven't gotten any comments. I only have 37 followers, and I'm probably the biggest joke on YouTube, and that's fine. But I'm the honest joke on YouTube. I give y'all all 99.9, but today I got to give you the whole 1,000. Because here's the fucking facts. You can never make someone love you. And if you kill them, you clearly didn't love them. You loved yourself enough to fuck your life twice. You fucked up because you killed them, and now you're going to prison unless you end your own damn life. And I've known people who have done that too, to make sure that they don't go to prison. Which is really a coward's way out. But own your shit. I've never put my hands on any woman that I've ever been in a relationship with. Ever. I was raised better than that. By my father, and by my mother, and by my uncles. If you're having sex and she goes smack that ass, squeeze them boobs, yeah, that's consensual. She's telling you to do that. But if y'all having an argument and you haul off and pimp smack her with both sides of your hands, well, she didn't tell you to do that. You told yourself to do that, because instead of manning up and just walking away, no, you decided you want to beat some ass that happened to have boobs attached to it. That makes you less of a man. The only time you should ever hit a woman is if she has something in her hand that could possibly end your life. Outside of that, she's still a woman. But if she has anything of the following: a pen, a rock, a brick, a cinder block, a sledgehammer, a spoon, a knife, a fork, a spork, a fucking car, anything that she can end your life with, makes her no longer a woman. She becomes a person. And person is spelled Target. Okay? For that purpose only, I use the word target, not person, which is Person. I'm giving you the whole 1,000. Unless a woman, which is like if you're dating a big broad and you're a skinny, scrawny son bitch like me, if you only weigh like $1.15 soaking wet, and you're dating a chick that's over 170 pounds, yeah, you might need to be able to defend yourself a little bit, because those big girls will beat your ass. And some of them little girls will beat your ass. Don't underestimate somebody by their size, because a little hit is still a hit. You need to understand this, men and women both. If you truly love someone, you have to learn how to love them enough to let them go. I didn't want to do that. I fought and fought and fought until the law got involved. Now, let's make this clear. I was not stalking. I did not know where she had moved to. I did not go to her parents' house. I didn't do any of that shit. Alright? I did send her some things to try to win her back. Puppy salt and pepper shakers. Things that she liked. I did everything I could to win her back. Epic fail. It'll be 8 years July that we've been apart, and 8 years of my life wasted trying to win her back. Now, granted, had things went the other way and worked out, I probably would have been a happy man. But remember, I keep telling y'all, bad things happen to me in 7 and 8s. That's just no bullshit. Alright? Because it started with my movie being stolen. And then the computer that the movie was with being stolen. The person editing my film losing his job. The ball just kept rolling from there. And then, you can't come see me no more. Relationships are overrated. Those are the last things she ever said to me. And that was right after we went to go see the movie that she wanted to see. I probably should have went to a movie I wanted to see had I known we were going to break up due to the Twilight Saga. Which is why I've never finished the Twilight Saga. And which is why I can no longer eat grilled cheeses, because my body systematically shuts down, because it still hurts me to this day to eat a grilled cheese. It still hurts me to this day to think about Twilight, because The last meal I made for her was a grilled cheese. Every time she wanted me to cook her grilled cheese, I didn't ask any questions. I cooked her grilled cheese because that's what you're supposed to do for the person that you love. I never asked her for anything other than to just be there for me, hold me at night. That's it. Give me sex. But that wasn't even important. As long as I was in the room with her, I was happy. Obviously, love was not enough. But we have to teach our children, we have to teach young men that's starting to have sex, and they're starting younger these days. So when these kids hit like 13, you better be informing them of the do's and don'ts and the wills and won'ts and condoms. Constantly condoms. Shove it in their pocket. Make sure they're never without them. And for the young ladies, birth control pills and condoms. And the morning after pill wouldn't hurt. Because sometimes kids do shit and we don't understand why they do it, but they do it because we've done it too. But the difference is now we have more technology to keep our young girls from getting pregnant. Now, we can't really stop them from getting syphilis or AIDS and shit without the proper acknowledgement of teaching, which is why they start teaching you this shit in school in, I think, the 4th or 5th grade. I don't really know what the sex ed is in the curriculum now, but when I was in school, we started learning the 4th and 5th grade about sex education. And then we had a refresher course in the 6th grade and the 7th grade and the 8th grade. By the time we got to the 9th grade, there was no more sex education. The only thing that was important was getting your fucking diploma, which I have mine, by the way. Which is why this is my 3rd attempt at college, so I could actually get a fucking real better job, since my independent film career is not working out the way I would have liked it to happen. But that doesn't mean it's over, it just means it's not happening the way I want it to happen. That being said, moving on. We need to teach our young men that when a woman says no, or when a woman is done, we need to walk the fuck away. It's gonna hurt like hell, and it will always be with you until you die. Especially if you're in a situation where you just didn't get a fucking reason. You know, it's different when you both agree amicably to leave the relationship. If y'all both chose, look, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, we gotta go our own separate ways. That probably would have worked out fine for me. I didn't get that. I got relationships are overrated and you can't come see me anymore. Now, you tell me how that happened when I never disrespected her. I never put my hands on her. I treated her like she was the greatest thing since sliced fucking bread. If she called me at 3 o'clock in the morning and wanted a soda, my car wasn't working, I jumped out that fucking bed, grabbed what little bit of money I had in my pocket, and went and got a soda. So you tell me what I did wrong. Because she's never going to tell me, because she wasn't woman enough to do it then. 8 years later, she's probably still not woman enough to do it now. And it's also illegal for me to talk to her in any way, shape, or form, so she can't. Until she goes talk to a judge and say, well, I need to be able to communicate with him now, so we have to drop this harassment crap, because the judge straight told me, if you make any attempt to contact her, it's going to be a fucking problem. So I haven't. For 8 fucking years. And yeah, I still cry on her birthday. I still cry on the day we met. I still cry on the day we ended, because I never wanted it to end. But that's just the way life is, and you move on. Some of us move on by force. Some of us move on by course. It is much better to move on by course than by force. I had to move on by force. Keep that shit in mind. It's also another reason why I've sworn to never, ever, ever, as long as I'm breathing, love a girl with my heart and soul ever again. I can love you, but I ain't never falling deep in love with another woman as long as I'm fucking breathing. This shit will never happen again. You understand me? Never. And I mean that shit. A whole 1000% I mean that shit. Because it's just not fucking worth the heartache. When people get to the point where they can't live without you, but they can't live with you, y'all need to have a talk. And I was at the point where I couldn't live without her, but I ain't have no choice. She made it legally impossible for me to live with her. So I had to move on. Henceforth, my graphic novel. I got really depressed when I got out of the Army, and a lot of it was because I failed. And I failed a lot in life. If I could get paid for every failure, I'd probably be a millionaire by now, especially with the acting career. But here's the thing. As long as you're breathing, you have a chance to succeed. So I'm not giving up on my acting. I'm not giving up on anything except maybe her, because she legally made that impossible. I want to throw that out there just one more time in case the judge is watching. I am not making any communications with this woman. I'm not even mentioning her name, although I did dedicate my graphic novel to her. So as soon as I get a publisher, we might have some legal ramifications there. I'm not changing it. She can't make me, and neither can the judge. It's not a crime to dedicate a book to anyone. That being said, my aunt and I was talking, and we were talking about how many people in our family and how many people on my other side of the family, which is my mom's side, have lost their lives due to stupid men. You know, and it's happened one time on both sides, and that's one time too fucking many. And here's the thing: if you are a man and you love a woman, the second you raise your hand to her, out of rage or anger or stupidity, you clearly don't love her as much as you think. Because I've been in situations where the person I mentioned has done things to me. I've never fucking raised my hand at her in anger. She slapped me in front of her friends. Her friends were right there. I raised my hand and I told her, I don't know who the hell you were with before me and what they did to you, but that ain't me. I was raised to love women and treat them like the greatest gift that God ever gave man. However, if a woman don't love herself enough to be loved, you're fighting a losing battle. I was fighting a losing battle. I only want her happy and safe wherever she may be. May God protect her until the end of days. And may God tell me what the fuck happened when I get to heaven, because again, she wasn't woman enough to do it at the time, and now it's just straight fucking illegal for her to contact me. Well, it's illegal for me to contact her. It's not illegal for her to contact me. It were the words of the judge. If he's still alive, it still stands even after he passes because he's a judge, and that's the power that judges have. But we need to teach our young men. We need to teach our young women too, but more importantly, we need to teach our young men that when a woman is done with you, you need to move on. It ain't gonna be easy. They do have counseling, they do have therapy, but you need to move on. We need to teach our young women two very important things. So listen up, as this affects you, the owners of vaginas and boobs. This affects you. It don't affect men. It affects you. Number one, when you are breaking up with someone, you need to give them the motherfucking reason. Not a lie, not a sugarcoating, the whole fucking truth and nothing but the truth. You don't love them, you're cheating on them, whatever the fuck the reason is, you need to give it to them. Men, you need to accept that, and then you need to move forward. Number two, most importantly for you women, when you break up with someone, especially if you're not relocating, don't flaunt that shit in their face. Especially if it's not an amicable breakup. If they still love you, the last thing you need to do is go everywhere that person took you and flaunt it in their face. Don't antagonize the person whose heart you just destroyed. Don't do that. This is what leads to people getting fucked up. You guys aren't going to like what I'm saying? Hey, I still got 10 minutes to go. This video is going to be longer than what I was expecting it to be because I don't want to make two parts. But here's the thing. If that person loves you, he wants you happy, or she wants you happy, and they want you safe. If they don't love you, those are the ones you have to worry about. Those are the ones that are going to come out of nowhere and throw acid on you, or come out of nowhere and stab you or shoot you because you're antagonizing them and they're not taking it the right way. And a lot of us men can't take no for an answer. A lot of us can't. But a lot of women also can't take no for an answer. It's an even playing field, even though women outnumber men 5-1. So here's my suggestion, because I'm going to be looking into this, because I'm never going to have a family. I'm never going to have any children, because I'm 44 years old and my life is practically over now. So I'm looking into swingers. I'm looking into open relationships. I'm looking into damn near everything that straight men do. Alright, even becoming a gigolo if necessary, because I need money. But the whole concept is that, we have to teach our children right from wrong from the jump. We have to teach our children right from wrong from the moment they're old enough to start having relationships. Their first wet dream, when they talk to you about it, I don't know if women have wet dreams. I know men have them. I don't have them now because I'm 44. Usually if I have a wet dream, it's because I probably pissed on myself. But anyway, if you're gonna start teaching your children, you need to start teaching them as soon as they have their first wet dream, when they explain to you that they had a wet dream and it wasn't piss, then you know it's time for you to park their ass at the table and say, okay, son, your body's going through some changes hormonally, and this is what's going to happen to you quite a few times. Now, as you get older and get into women, that little stuff that was all in your drawers is how you got here. So you need to explain to them what makes a baby. And don't bullshit their ass. Don't lie and don't start calling it goo. It's called sperm. That's what the shit's called. It's called sperm. Tell the kids the fucking truth. Tell your girls when they get periods that they can get pregnant before coming on their period, after coming on their period, and way in the middle of coming on their period. It is not impossible for them to get pregnant. Don't tell them that it's impossible for them to get pregnant. Unless a doctor tells them they were born with no uterus and no ovaries, they can get pregnant. And you can't lie to your children. But you have to teach them right from wrong. You have to teach them to accept no as an answer. Because they're going to be a lot of disappointed dead people because they couldn't accept no as an answer. I want to end this on a friendly note. Alright? Because I want to go and do things myself and play this game. This game? No. With the flying dragons and the fairies and shit. Everwing. I want to go play that before I go to bed. I want to end this on a friendly note by saying, if we can all learn to teach our kids and ourselves, because you're still learning as you get older. If you're not learning, you're not living. Right from wrong. And follow through with it. We will have a great life. But if we can't, then we're going to have problems. And also, not so much of a friendly note. If you're one of those people who think that your child can never commit a sin or never do anything wrong, then you need to carry your ass to church and take your child with you. Because if you believe that your child was a saint, whatever you're smoking, you should probably stop. Nobody's kid is a saint. But if your kid's hanging out with bad people and they don't know how to make good choices, your kid will very well be the kid that you have to go bail out of jail all the time. So teach your kids how to pick their friends. That's pretty much the gist of that. Teach your kids right from wrong. That's the gist of that. Teach your little girls not to have babies with bad boys who don't want to be daddies because they think that's going to make them stay. Teach your sons not to be bad boys and get girls pregnant because girls want them to be trapped. Teach both genders the right thing all the time, every time, and we'll have less problems in society. Please heed my warnings. Please listen to me when I tell y'all. So I'm not telling y'all this shit just because I'm an asshole. I am an asshole, but just because I'm an asshole, I'm not telling you. I'm telling you this shit because if we don't prepare the next generation, Generation X, we're here to stay. But as far as the millennials and the guys that's coming up behind them, they're going to need to know this shit. I'll be probably dead by the time they watch this video. But in case I'm not, then I'll probably be 90 and wishing for death. Everybody needs to learn right from wrong from the moment you can walk. So parents, future parents, and if I have a future child or grandchild out there that's discovered this video in whatever year this may be, you need to be taught right from wrong the second that you know how to walk. Not to touch the hot iron, not to play with hot water, not to run the bath water if you're not going to use it. Conserve, reserve, and preserve. I'm James Williams Jr. That probably didn't make any sense to you, and if it didn't, that's too damn bad. Be seeing you.